I'm Ben Pugh, and you're listening to Impact Parenting with Perspective. This podcast is all about helping parents manage the mental and emotional drama that comes with parenting teens so they can focus on what's most important, building rock solid relationships and having a powerful impact on their teen's life. Join me each week as I dive into real tools to help you and your teen turn struggles into strengths. Hello, guys. Welcome back to the podcast. Thank you for being here. Courtney, I need to come up with a new thing to say when we start because I feel like every single time I'm like, hi, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for being
Welcome to
here.
the podcast. Yeah. Maybe
Yeah,
do a 10-word vision statement for, what you should say when you start.
that's a good idea. It'll be something like, welcome to the jungle. No, that's one of my favorite intro songs when, like, so when you coach football, you play like lame music when the other team comes out of the locker room. And then
Mhm.
when your team comes out, it's like Enter Sandman or Welcome to the Jungle or anything from AC/DC. Anyways, welcome back to the podcast, guys. Thank you for being here. It's always the same. Anyways, today we are going to be talking about one of my favorite parenting secrets. And the reason why this is one of my favorite parenting secrets is sometimes it's a little bit controversial. So I'll bring it up, and parents all the time will argue with me and be like, well, no way, not my teen. It's kind of like when you go to Thanksgiving and you don't even care about politics, but you start talking about politics just to annoy your family and like get into a discussion like, oh no, let's raise the temperature of the room. Come on, guys. So
Mm-mm.
this little secret. See, if Courtney were my family member, I don't care about politics. I'd show up to Thanksgiving dinner and just be like, so Courtney. No. Anyways, the secret that we're going to talk about today is your teen wants you to connect with them. And parents argue with me all the time. They're like, not my teen. My teen hates my guts. And I can see how that's easy to believe. If your teen is anything like my teen and probably Courtney's teen, sometimes they act like a complete porcupine. Like they don't want you to touch them or be near them or anything. Courtney, would you agree with that?
Okay. I've never heard my son described better. I love that porcupine.
Yeah, it just it does. Like, what are some of his favorite ways to show up as a porcupine?
Just doesn't respond when I speak to him. Saying, I don't know. I don't care. Can you leave? So friendly.
Can you leave? Okay, so
Do you something? It's another one.
yeah, with that tone. Uh,
Mhm.
have you ever been guilty of using that tone on him?
Oh, I'm sure I do. Unfortunately, I'm sure I do.
Yeah, he learned it somewhere.
I know.
Prob- Probably his favorite aunt. No.
Yeah.
Um,
She's so sweet. She would never talk like that.
so my teens, like, they'll get short, they'll get snappy, but it's really easy to fall into the trap where you believe that your teen wants nothing to do with you. And if you fall into that trap, here's the reason I think this is so important. I believe your perception of the world is very much dictated by how you think. So if you think that your teenager wants nothing to do with you, your perception of your relationship with your teen is going to change. And your teen might be avoiding you. That's just part of being a teenager. But if you buy into this belief that, oh, my teen hates me, they want nothing to do with me, now, on top of them avoiding you, you might start avoiding your teen. And that is a recipe for disaster. But if
Yeah.
you can change, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, if you believe that, then you're gonna approach them, and interact with them as though they want nothing to do with you, or walking on eggshells. It's just gonna change the way you are with them if that's what you believe.
Yeah. It's going to change the way you behave around them. It's going to change the way that you interpret how they behave around you.
Mhm,
And one of the most powerful things that you can do as a parent is to buy into the belief that your teen, not only do they want a connection with you, but they want you to connect with them. And I feel
mhm,
like far too often parents sit back and they're like, well, when's my teen gonna come ask to hang out with me? When's my teen gonna ask me to go to his ball game? When's my teen gonna come sit down next to me and say, hey, can we have a movie night? Probably never. So
mhm.
stop waiting for that and understand that your teen wants you to invite them. Interesting thing. So, my second oldest, and hopefully his girlfriend, hopefully the girlfriend's parents don't listen to this podcast because that might be awkward and weird. But if they do, hi. Anyways, so they're over at our house just the other day, and I'm like, hey, do you guys want to play foosball? Because we have a foosball table at my house. And they're like, yeah, sure. We played like 4 or 5 games. It was so much fun. It was awesome. And then after that, I'm like, hey, you guys want to come play a card game upstairs? They said, sure. If I were to believe the assumption that, oh, gosh, he's with his girlfriend, my son wants nothing to do with me, the girlfriend probably wants nothing to do with us, like, it's weird, it's awkward, I wouldn't extend the invitation. But guys, I know the secret. My teen wants me to connect with him. So I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna make offers. I'm gonna ask, hey, do you wanna do this? Do you wanna do this? And here's what I'm also going to understand. As much as my team wants me to connect with them, they still want to look cool. So a pretty high percentage of the time that I offer to like, hey, you want to hang out? You want to play games? You want to go get a burger? They're going to say no and act like it's the lamest idea that has ever been invented. And I just understand that's okay. They want to connect. They want me to connect with them, but they also want to look cool. So I get it. It makes sense.
Mhm.
Courtney, what do you think about all that?
I think I was meant to hear this today. Um, my son's girlfriend doesn't come over to our house too much, and it came out a couple weeks ago because I asked him, I was like, "Well, why doesn't she come over?" Um, and he went to her house and like they had a conversation, and he came back and he's like, "She thinks you don't like her," and I was like, "I don't ever see her. Like how I have no reason to dislike her." But I think when she does come over, I need to make an effort because I usually just leave them alone. But maybe not. I think you're absolutely right. I just need to offer. And if no, then I go back to doing what I was doing. It's a great idea.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate that.
yeah, yours I don't know if we were, like, protecting your son's identity. I can't remember if you've ever mentioned his name, but maybe he reached out to me and was like, "Ben, seriously, bro, my mom needs to understand." He did not do that, but we could take the your teen wants you to connect with them a little bit deeper, and you could totally say your teen's girlfriend wants you to connect with him. But I think the real truth of the matter is human beings need connection. And people don't want to talk about this. Like, we are still healing from COVID, not the side effects. So I do know some people that are like, I still can't smell a thing. But the emotional damage that we received from over a year of a lack of connection. And the cool thing about COVID was I feel like I saw a lot of people that were desperate for connection. Like, all of a sudden, parents are like playing video games with their kids. Kids are playing board games with their parents, like out of desperation. We're like, well, I got to connect to someone. I can't go to school for connection. So you're it. The truth is, human beings thrive on connection. And when you start to understand, oh, my teen wants me to connect with them, it positions you as the hero of your story instead of the victim who's at the mercy of your teen, whether or not they want to connect. You're just always going to make that invitation. And sometimes they'll participate, sometimes they won't. Like the day that you and me and your son and all the other people, like you're all there. It was awesome. I I could see some of those teens having a really good time and doing their best to act like, it's okay. They'd like crack a smile and then be, oh yeah, it's okay. That's okay. Teens are gonna do that as much as teens value hanging out with you. The value of being cool or like fitting in is probably slightly higher. So just operate from the belief that, oh, they want me to connect to them, and don't take it personally when they're like, no, you're lame. Why would I want to go to the store with you? Because I'll buy you a
Yeah,
milkshake, or like, no.
my son would be like, "Just bring me back a milkshake." That's another thing too that I think is really important, in connecting with your teen is trying to connect with them in something that's, in alignment with their values, things that they like to do, not necessarily things that I like to do. Like, I couldn't get him to go shopping, but maybe I could get him to go downstairs and play pool. He's asked me to play pool or ping pong, and there have been times where I was like, not right now, or I have to do this. And in hindsight, I wish I would have, because he was actually trying to connect with me, and I need to be better at that. But yeah, I think connecting, doing things that are important to them.
Yeah. There was a mom, she used to be in the membership, I think at the same time as you. She played video games with her son. And
Hmm.
one of my favorite video games is called Portal 2. It makes me so motion sick. Like after 15 minutes of that, I am on the verge of barfing. Anyways, like she had spent so much time trying to get her son to value things that she valued and like doing things her way. And the one time that she's like, oh, you really value this video game. Can I play? He's like, yeah, mom, you can play. And they played and she sucked at it and she got sick. And then the next thing, her son is drawing this map like, mom, this will help you for the next time we play. You got to
Hmm.
put a portal here. You got to do like when you start building values based relationships based on your teen's values,
Hmm.
that's when you can really start to connect with your teen. And that's what your teen is hoping for. Let me give you an example of this. Courtney, you know that I love football. Do you
Yes.
know any 2-year-olds that just naturally love football?
Can't say that I do. No.
No, they don't really care. But my oldest, I remember when he was 2, I'd be watching football. He would come sit on my lap and he would start cheering for the team, yelling at the refs. He didn't care about football. What did he care about in that moment?
Connecting with his dad, hanging with
Yeah,
his dad.
exactly. Like we know how to build values based relationships. Like little children are the best at that. Like they don't care about cleaning, but they see mom cleaning and they're like, I want to come help clean. Like, let's do this. This is awesome. As parents, two little secrets. Secret number one, I promise you, your teen wants you to connect with them. So stop waiting for them to connect with you. And the second secret, I guarantee you, you and your teen have a lot of values in common that are going unnoticed. And parents make such a big deal when they're like, oh, my teen just went and got a tattoo. My teen is sleeping with her girlfriend. My teen, like all the things that are out of alignment with your values. I'm not saying you're just okay with all of that, but guess what? That's probably outside of your control. If you can start identifying the values that you have in common with your teen, you can start building these connections based on shared values instead of building disconnection based on values that are in conflict with each other. And seriously, If you wanna up-level your parenting, just go work on those 2 things. Let those could be a complete game changer in your life.
Yeah. And I speak from experience, like, just be careful with how you respond if they do shut you down, because it's really easy for us to pivot back and be snappy with them and be like, "Well, fine." Like, you know, just
Yeah.
say, "Okay." Don't make them feel bad for not wanting to connect with you, because at first they're probably gonna be like, "Whoa, is this a trap? Like, what are you trying to do?"
Yeah.
Especially if it's not something that we've done. So just be careful with how you respond.
Yeah, and I would almost say, like, be really intentional to not have an attachment to the desired outcome.
Mhm.
Like, I hear this all the time from parents. Like, when that mom played video games with her teenager, for, like, 6 months after that, parents would, like, send me an email, or they'd bring it to a coaching call, or they'd reach out in some way, and they'd be like, "I did what you said, I played the video games, and my kid still won't do X, Y, and Z." That's manipulative, guys. You're, like, trying to be this great mom and, like, do this stuff so that your teen will change. That's
Mhm.
not why we're doing this. I wanna just really reiterate that fact, like, trust that your teen wants you to connect with them and reach out to make connections without an attachment that they're all excited and they're like, "Oh, heck yes, mom, I've been wanting to hang out with you." Be okay if they like look at you and roll their eyes and they're like, "I can't believe you'd even ask me that in front of my friends. Really? Now they think we're friends too? It's not bad enough you're my mom, but now everyone thinks we're friends." Be okay with that. Just know that you're being the mom that you want to be. And when you can allow yourself to be the mom that you want to be, it'll be way easier to let your teen be the teen that they want to be, even if they want to be a knucklehead today, or a
Mhm.
porcupine, or a
Yeah.
knuckleheaded porcupine. Those are the best kind.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Okay, well, I feel like we, I don't know, covered this topic really good. What's something that most people wouldn't think about? Like, give us an example from your life. What is a value that you and your team can connect on that other people might be able to be like, "Oh, yeah. Well, I could connect on that." And I hope you don't steal
Uh,
mine.
um, I mean, he likes to play ping pong and pool, and he kicks my butt every time, which might be part of the reason I'm hesitant to jump up and play, but I shouldn't worry about that. Um, and then, like, his sports is, I mean, I that's watching him is one of my favorite things, and that's a really big value to him.
Yeah, awesome. There's another cool one, the girlfriend right now. If he's anything like my kids, like girlfriends at this age, they jump up to the top of their values really quick. So, like, last month, I would have told you that my son's value, the top value was basketball. He would still tell you the top value is basketball, but he's got a practice that he can go to multiple times a week, and he's now skipped out on that practice twice to hang out with a girlfriend. So that tells me the girlfriend is now a higher value than basketball. That just helps inform me, like, oh, he really likes his girlfriend. I'm going to try and really like her too, which I'll be honest with you. I've got two teenagers. Sometimes I meet their girlfriends and I'm like, seriously, dude, like, if they like them, I want to try and find a way to like them as well so that we can share that value. The answer I was going to use that I was hoping you wouldn't steal, hamburgers. I have yet to meet a teen that does not value hamburgers. If you're
You
having
met
a
my
hard time,
son.
wait, he doesn't
He
like
does
hamburgers?
no, he does not eat beef, red meat, nothing. He's so picky.
Wait, like if I took him to get like a ribeye steak, he
He'd get
wouldn't be
french fries.
interested?
Nope.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
I'm starting to question whether I can still be friends with it. No.
You should come out here and, like, break the ice between his girlfriend and I, because 'cause I'm kind of awkward. So I'm sure if you come out, it would be so much fun. I
Oh,
would have
yeah.
a total in then if you were out here.
Well, usually, yeah, I don't know why I can connect with teens so well. Half the time they make fun of me. This morning, I was playing basketball, and there's a bunch of teens that are on the high school basketball teams, which sucks for an old fat guy like me because not only are they in better shape than I am, and I have to chase them around and try and stop them, but they're also better than I am. Anyways, I was on one team, which by the way, we played 6 games today. My team won 5 out of the 6. That was awesome. And this one kid, he's probably the best player there. He's going to be a senior this year. He's a little older than my son, who's pretty good. I'd say number 1, then number 2. Anyways, he had a shirt that said cheer on it. And I was like, oh, when he makes a basket, I'm just going to say, nice shot, cheer. Have you heard of the thing where, and then the other person says, that's not my name, quarterback. Anyway, he drains his 3, and I'm like, nice shot, cheer. And he looks at me and he's like, what? And I'm like, bro, you're supposed to say, that's not my name, quarterback. And he's like, how do you even know about that? You're like older than 40. And I'm like, yeah, I have a 9-year-old who keeps me up to date with all the brain rot. So I'm
That's
pretty sure
funny.
my 9-year-old, if he was in charge of this podcast, he would rename my podcast to the Skibbity Toilets or
Oh
some
boy,
brain rot like that. But
I've heard of that.
yeah. Okay, guys, if you're listening, your teen wants you to connect with them. Just identify some of their top values that you can have in common and go build connections right there. All right. With that, we'll let you go. Courtney, anything you want to add?
And if you have any questions about today's topic, go to your podcast and click send Ben a text.
Yeah, we should add you to that too. Send Ben and Courtney a text. Send me all the easy questions. Give Courtney all the hard ones. Like, all right,
We'll
guys.
tackle them
Well,
together.
yeah. All right. We'll see you next week. Thank you for being here. Go connect with your team.